It's common knowledge that the pro-independence movement's cause was thwarted by the relentless tsunami of unionist propaganda in print, TV and radio, with the BBC in particular coming under attack from its critics for alleged bias in its reporting.
Why should a Scottish voter believe you, a politician, against men who are responsible for billions of pounds of profits?
He didn't answer.
It should come as no surprise that the BBC is the UK state broadcaster, with a specific remit to promote cohesion across the nations of the UK. They are, after all, just doing what is expected of them, and therefore the expectation of balance is fatally flawed when the notion of Scottish independence is a clear and present danger to the unity of the United Kingdom. The BBC is funded by annual subscription, which amounts to £320 million from Scottish licence payers alone. It's not unreasonable to assume that at least 50% of that income, £160 million, comes from independence-supporting households, amounting to 1,088,435 households underwriting BBC Scotland news reporting, which, in turn, is broadcasting the state message back into their living rooms. By contrast, among the alternative pro-Indy grassroots media, of which Wings Over Scotland generates the largest number of donations, crowd-funded to the tune of around £100,000 per year, that's the equivalent contribution of 680 annual BBC licence fees out of 1,088,435 Indy licence payers, or 0.00063% of £160 million paid to the BBC by independence supporters. Pro-independence Scots are financially supporting unionist media outlets more than media outlets aligned to their own political persuasion, by a phenomenal amount. And this is for the BBC only, as Sky and Virgin TV subscriptions have not been factored in. Are you beginning to see the problem? No one is suggesting that your BBC licence should be cancelled, nor is it being suggested that one breaks the law by watching TV without a valid licence. It is merely being brought to your attention, the hard, cold fact that the funding of a serious alternative news outlet is only possible if similar levels of funding were directed to pro-Indy outlets. There are many people and organisations doing their level best to offer an alternative voice. Different voices with one message that takes issue and rails against the tsunami levels of mainstream media propaganda. Isn't it time to recognise that we have a power to create the media we want to see and hear, if only we make that decision to be the change? Time to get out of that comfort zone. Time for change. And you can start right here.